What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Red Pudding Official, and today we're gonna do some VGC battles because I want to start doing some VGC, so we're gonna start doing some. And yeah, we have this team right here. I'll put the team in the description below, and this team is actually by Dominic Froond. I'll leave all the socials that I find because I got this from a VGC paste Google Sheet. And yeah, so we're gonna do some VGC battles, and this team is actually very cool, and it actually caught my attention very fast because you see that there's Okidogi there, which Okidogi is a new mon that was introduced in the first DLC, the Teal Mask. So Okidogi has seen some play at tournaments, but it's also just a very fun mon to use. And this one is an Assault Vest set, which Assault Vest is really good to kind of boost the special defense. I'm pretty sure it's like a lot of bulk. And the reason why this team also stands out is because there's a Glastrier. Glastrier is probably, it's a very underrated mon. I think it's very underused. It does have some potential, but it is often very underexplored. And I think these two mons as a combination is just super solid together. And then you kind of round out the team with the Landorus, the Tornadus, the Chiyu, and the Amoonguss, which are all very good staples for a VGC. Something that does kind of catch my eye is that there's a safety goggles Landorus. I do think Choice Scarf is a little bit better in this meta, but Amoonguss has had a very complicated relationship this whole entire meta, where it's kind of fallen down because of Rise of Ogerpon, but now it's kind of like getting risen up more and more because Ogerpon's becoming less common. So overall, this team is actually pretty cool, and yeah, please check out the creator again, who is, I'm just gonna make sure I have this correct, who is, who is it? Well, who is, Dominic Froond. I'll link his Twitter. I'm pretty sure he linked his Twitter here. Yep, I'll link his Twitter in the team below. And yeah, let's just get into some battles. And we are back on our first battle. Okay, so this team is actually very interesting. We are facing this very cool Annihilate Ursaluna Blood Moon, Charizard, Sinister, Gyarados, Roaring Moon team. First thing I kind of see when I look at this team is it's very Glastrier weak. It's not like extremely Glastrier weak, but I think I could definitely take advantage of Glastrier here. Sadly, this Landorus does not have Rock Slide, which his team is very Rock Slide weak. But I think there's gonna be ways around it. What exact would I like here? I really like Amoonguss here. I think Amoonguss is actually pretty solid here. I think Chiyu is also pretty solid here. And Tornadus, I think, could be really good here. Guess it could set up Tailwind. Okay. So let's actually go Chiyu. Tornadus. I think that's a really good offensive lead here. It exerts a lot of pressure. Do I like Glastrier here? I think I really do like Glastrier here. Then we could either go Amoonguss or Okidogi. And right here, because there's a strong trigger mode, I think Okidogi does struggle in some... Let's go Okidogi. I'm probably gonna regret this, but I think Okidogi could showcase its abilities very well here. I could have probably I think Amoonguss had a really strong matchup here, but I think Okidogi also has an equally strong matchup. So yeah, let's get straight into this battle here. I want to see what they lead out with. They go straight up and now Gyarados. So I could have easily led the Okidogi to get that Defiant boost, but I also think it's really fine here because we get that Beads of Ruin here. And now this is an instance where I really would like Amoonguss here as just kind of like a pivot, but I think it's also fine here. Because I'm pretty sure we're Terra Water on the Chiyu here. I like Taunt here. I think Taunt is actually pretty solid. And I kind of just like overheating into the Annihilate here. I think it's pretty solid here. Yeah, let's do it. We are going to Terra Annihilate here, which is... Probably should have Dark Pulse. Yeah, I should have Dark Pulse here. But this should still be fine here. I think Overheat is still going to do quite a bit. Okay, this is fine. We're going to Taunt. And I think next turn we could probably just Weak Wind plus Overheat again. Depending how much it does, and if it does not miss. We do land here. How much does Overheat do? Oh, it does quite a bit of damage. Damage I love to see here. I'm gonna Drain Punch Machiyu here. We do live, which is actually pretty valuable here. And something... Ooh, your leftovers though. That's pretty bad for me, actually. What's Weak Wind? Oh, I should have really brought Amoonguss here. Let's Weak Wind plus Overheat here. Yeah, not playing that great here right now, but hopefully we're gonna be able to rebound from this. We do not get the call correctly here, and we do miss a Gyarados, which is very, very unfortunate. They're gonna Waterfall. That's the reason I didn't talk right there, because I think we were gonna go aggressive here, and I think getting that Weak Wind damage would be very valuable here. But I think we should still be fine here. Okay. So I think right here, we could actually just go straight into Glacier. I think it's pretty solid here. And at this point, I like the Tailwind, and I like the Terra Water, and I like the Stomping Tantrum play here. Because since we Annihilate protected, it can't protect again. We are Clear Amulet. So, I could have probably done some things different. Like, I think bringing Amoonguss would have been really good here, but... We're gonna go Charizard. Which I'm actually okay with this here now, because even though... I wish we brought Amoonguss, I think Okidogi could be really good at Guard Dog here. I'm hoping you're gonna, like, do something like Racist here. I think that would be decently solid. Yeah, but you're gonna give a Tailwind up here. We should outspeed pretty much everything, I want to say. Hopefully everything. I'm gonna bulk up here. If we could get some good damage here, I think we're gonna be in a decent position. Stomping Tantrum. Perfect damage. Okay. So at this point here, I really like the Weak Wind play. I think it's pretty solid, and you can't really Terra anymore. So I could protect the Protect here. Am I in a position to protect here? I think I could. Yep, so let's Weak Wind plus Icicle Crash here. I think it could be super solid. Okay, that also works. Go back at a Gyarados. I do have a feeling that the Annihilate is going to protect here. Yep, perfect. So that's why you went for a Weak Wind plus Icicle Crash. And I think next turn, we could go for a Weak Wind plus Tantrum. Okay, we land a Weak Wind this time. We do get that damage off, which is pretty sick. We're gonna Icicle Crash here. We get that nice damage off. Very, very nice damage. Okay. I wish this Glacier was a little bit faster, but I think at this point we could just Weak Wind plus Stomping Tantrum again. Because as long as Glacier doesn't die by a Rage Fist, I think the combination of Weak Wind plus Stomping Tantrum should KO. I think Stomping Tantrum should not KO. We do not want the speed drop here. Actually, do we want the speed drop here? We might want the speed drop here. Perfect. We do give a speed drop. We are going to be with Stomping Tantrum, and that does kill the Annihilate here. So we're actually in quite a decent position, because Glacier has the attack boost. And even though you have like stuff like Charizard, Terra Glacier is actually putting in quite the work right now. It's quite the underexplored option. If I did make this team, I would probably put a little bit more speed investment in Glacier, because it only has like 4 speed investment. So it's really not going to outspeed much. But the things it does outspeed is pretty solid. Okay. Okay, so your attack is heightened here. So I think at this point, I like Bleak Wind plus Ice Cold Crash into the Roaring Moon slot, but I also think it might protect here. How many more turns of Tailwind do I have here? Okay, I have one more turn of Tailwind, so I could actually just protect here with the... And then I could Ice Cold Crash into the Roaring Moon. I think it's a pretty solid play here. Yep, we're going to protect the Tornadus. Because I think you're probably going to want to target Tornadus down right now. Yep, you're going to Throat Chop. Perfect. And then what do you do with a Charizard here? You're actually going to Heat Wave Charizard. That's actually completely fine with me. Okay. Even if you burn, I think we should still be fine. Okay, we live. Ice Cold Crash and Roaring Moon should die right here. Perfect. And yeah, last year should be getting about 2, maybe 3 KOs right here. Yeah. Because, yep, we're going to be able to... We're actually going to set up Tailwind one more time because there's still a slight chance we could lose. So I think Tailwind plus Ice Cold Crash is going to really do it. But yeah, the battle was canceled. Yep, so that was a really good game. That was a... Even though I think I brought the wrong mons, I think instead of Okidogi, I should have probably brought a Mungus. But I still think I was able to kind of get a really good showing of how Glacier actually functioned as a team, which is actually pretty sick. So yeah, what's anything I really want to cover from the rest of this match? I just think overall, Glacier really showed its worth, and why it's such a very underexplored option. I think if a right person makes a correct Glacier spread, it could do a lot in a big tournament. It can make a big splash. So yeah, let's get to the next battle, and let's hope for another win. Okay, so we are back for another battle, and we are against this very, very, very scary standard team. They also have an Okidogi, which is also a pretty cool option for a lot of teams. It's just a very tricky matchup here. I do think we have a speed advantage with Tornadus plus Landorus. I think that's pretty solid here. Do I think I think Glashier's a really, really good Urshifu Rapid Strike answer. I'm assuming it's gonna be Urshifu Rapid Strike. It might be Urshifu Single Strike. I mean, time will tell. Heat Wave goes really good here. I think we could just go for like a very offensive matchup here. I think offensively this team does very well, and I think we could just kind of take advantage of that. So I think with some pivoting we could go like Landorus, Tornadus, Chi-Yu. I think Noming and Mungus is a correct call here, and Glacier, Okidogi. I think both have some really good merits here. I kind of want to bring both. I don't think I bring Landorus here. Yeah, let's actually do something a little bit different here. Let's go Tornadus, Okidogi, Glacier into Chi-Yu. The reason I don't want to bring Landorus here is because I think it's very weak in some circumstances. Obviously, with Terra Blast, it can be very, very strong, but I think of Okidogi, it definitely covers weaknesses a little bit more. And Landorus could obviously enable the Guard Dog on the Okidogi, which could be very, very dangerous. So yep, let's get into this battle here. And what are we going to lead with? Yep, Okidogi Arcanine. So I am really glad of the adjustment I made here. I think the adjustment I made was pretty solid. And I think this actually puts us in a really decent position here. Because yep, we get the Guard Dog here, which is pretty sick right here. Very, very happy with this. So at this point, Okidogi could just become the fastest thing in the field. And I think I like Drain Punch here, right? Into the Arcanine slot. I think Gunk Shot could be very, very sick here also. But I don't think I want to overpredict just yet. I can also just Protect here. I kind of like Protect plus the Drain Punch play. Just to kind of scout and just so we can kind of preserve some turns of Tailwind. We are just going to tear the Arcanine. I'm gonna guess they're gonna tear Arcanine. Perfect. We're just gonna straight up tear Fire. This is actually not great for me at all, but let's hope this works out. So we're gonna protect the Tornadus. What are they gonna do with Arcanine here? We're gonna Rock Slide. Perfect. I thought they would do something different, but I guess they just wanted to give that defensive Terror typing. Which is completely fine with me. Okidogi does flinch, which is very unfortunate. And they are going to knock on my Assault Vest. Obviously pretty unfortunate here, but I do think with Tailwind and Gunk Shot, we could just take out this Arcanine right here, which could be very, very good right now. It could be super, super sick. Drain Punch might be a better play, but perfect. They're just gonna protect with the Okidogi. So this does kind of make me lead that they are probably that Bulk Up Protect Drain Punch Gunk Shot set that's kind of been popping off lately. We do miss a Gunk Shot, which is very unfortunate, but what can you really do? Rock Slide, that is not going to quite kill Tauren, but this actually does put me in a really decent position here. Because we could just Bleak Wind, and we could just Drain Punch, gain all the HP back. Because right now, Okidogi is pretty... Okay, they are going to actually withdraw for Okidogi. Okay, fine with me. We're going to go into Grimmsnarl here, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. We're going to Bleak Wind, miss. Onto the Arcanine. Okay, this is a funny game. We're not exactly doing the best luck right now, but I think we're still going to be able to find the resources to kind of flourish. We're gonna Rock Slide. That's completely fine with me. Okay. So right here, Chi actually looks super, super solid here. And at this point, I really do just want to save... I do want to save a Terra for Glacier because I think it's pretty solid here. And at this point, I like Dark Pulse. I think Snarl could also be pretty solid, but I think Dark Pulse plus Gunk Shot is the best play that we can do right now. So we're just going to kind of go with it and full with it. So right now, it may look like we're in a very bad position, but right now we have a good standing Okidogi. We kind of pinned this Arcanine a little bit because it could obviously swap out. Okay, it is going to Reflect. Yeah, this Arcanine could obviously swap out, but that's just going to get Okidogi the Guard Dog again. So we Dark Pulse, we kill the Arcanine, which is also pretty good for me, because now their Terramon is just gone. So, you have a lot more flexibility when it comes to the future of this mon, of this team. We're going to Gunk Shot, we're going to land it, which is pretty good, and we just KO the Grimmsnarl. Which that's really, really good for me, because it's a 2v3. Because even though Tornadus did get some unfortunate luck with a Bleak Wind, Okidogi did miss Gunk Shot, and Okidogi did get Flincher Rock Slide, I think we're still in a really decent position just to kind of start doing some stuff. They go to Ogerpon now. This is an Ogerpon Heart Flame. So I think Ogerpon is going to Spiky Shield here, and I think... what exactly do I want to do here? I think we Dark Pulse here. I do think Ogerpon is going to Spiky Shield here. How do I want to approach this? I think we Dark Pulse. And I think we knock off into Okidogi here. This is a very aggressive play, but the Spiky Shield was super obvious there. So, I think we could just easily capitalize on that. We can get that knockoff off. We're just going to Double Protect him. It's actually really good for me. Because, yeah, we still have the Tailwind. But I don't think we have like an immediate way to kill this Chi-Yu. Can we have Glacier in my back? Okay. So right now it's just an Okidogi war. So we're just gonna Dark Pulse, and then actually just like Gunk Shot here, just double just in case. What's Dark Pulse with Drain Punch just to kind of get some HP back, just in case. And Glacier is at a slight disadvantage here, but I still think we should hopefully be fine. I don't think Chi-Yu's gonna die by a Stomping Tantrum, so I think I'm gonna be fine in that aspect. It's just gonna be if they're not gonna get, if it's they double protect or double Spiky Shield of Ogerpon and get it, then it would be in a very sticky situation. But we're just gonna Tantrum here. We should not kill Okidogi. Perfect. We're gonna Dark Pulse. Does this gonna KO? That does not quite KO, and we give a Drain Punch back. Okay. And this is a very sticky situation here, but I think we should still be fine. Because they're probably going to bulk up here. We're going to Drain Punch him and Chi, that's also fine. Because even though I kind of like keeping Machiu here, I think it's pretty good. And I kind of like the knockoff here. Because I don't think they really have a good way to kill my Okidogi. And I definitely like overheat or heat wave in the back, just so I could kind of revenge kill this thing. Even if Glacier gets chipped, in hindsight, I probably should have teared my Chiyu Bear, but at the same time, I think it's also fine. Yep, so we're gonna preserve Chiyu right now into the Glacier. Okay, so Okidogi Glacier here for ultimate combo. We're gonna knock off. What are we gonna be holding? We're gonna be holding the leftovers. That's just what I expected. And we're gonna Drain Punch him with Glacier, which that's actually completely fine with me. Because at this point, we could Terra Water, Stomping Tantrum, and we could just start Drain Punching. Start getting some damage back. Because at this point, I kind of know their moveset. It's probably going to be something along the lines of Gunshot, Drain Punch, Bulk Up, Protect. And as long as I hit like a Heat Wave or Overheat, I think we should be fine to wrap this up. Obviously, hitting Overheats is super scary, but I think even with my Okidogi, I think as long as you get up a Stomping Tantrum, we should hopefully be able to wrap this up. Okay, so we are going to Terra Water Glacier right now. You should not die by this Drain Punch. We're going to Drain Punch back, get a tad bit of damage here. Any damage is good damage. Okay. We're going to Drain Punch a Glacier. Does not quite KO, which is pretty good. Now at this point, we get off this nice, big Stomping Tantrum. But Jet does absolutely nothing. And yeah, because of Protect. So we're going to Protect Glacier here. And we're just going to Drain Punch again. Start trying to rack up this damage. Okay. So we're going to Protect Glacier. We're going to get up this nice Drain Punch. And now my Okidogi is starting to get a little bit healthy. We're going to start Bulk Upping. That was a really good play. Okay. So we're going to Stomping Tantrum. And we're going to Drain Punch. Because that does even less pitiful damage, but since we knocked off your leftovers, they don't really have a good pace of recovery besides... They don't have a really good way of recovery besides a Drain Punch. And I think my Drain Punch is just going to start doing way too much damage here. With Reflect going out pretty soon. Even if with like the Heat Wave miss, I think we should still be fine. So let's just go straight for his Overheat here. And let's Drain Punch again. Yep, I like this play a lot. That was a really good Protect Bear. But now we're just starting to stall out my turns of Reflect. Okay. This is a very tight game actually. We could easily just still lose this, but I'm still feeling okay about my chances. So we're gonna Overheat and we're actually just gonna Drain Punch again. Hopefully win this Overheat. We do, and that should be game right there. Yeah, so GG to my opponent. That was actually a really cool showcase of Okidogi. Because it just stayed there in turn 1. And was able to just kind of get that Guard Dog off. Which, that was a pretty sick tech. Not like it wasn't really tech, but like really sick showcase of how Guard Dog actually works. Because yeah, Defiant has its handy uses, but I think if you want a really good physical attacker that has kind of like an offbeat Defiant, I think Okidogi with Guard Dog is a really good option. And I think this match showcases it super well. So yeah, we're going to try to get in one more match. And hopefully we get that third win in a row. So yeah, I'll catch you with our third and final match. Okay, and we are back with our last match, and this match is against a very cool team. From the look of this match, I really like Okidogi here. I think Okidogi has a really good matchup in the back. I don't think I exactly want to lead it, but I do definitely think it has a really good matchup in the back. What else do I really like here? There is a Weezing, which is pretty scary. Weezing is really scary here. It does shut up the Tornadus, which is not fun, but I do think we have options for it. I do think this is a match where I don't think I bring Glacier. I think I want to kind of showcase something else, and I think it doesn't exactly have the best matchup here. So, what exactly do I want to do here? I think we could just go Tornadus here. I think we could go Tornadus Chiyu. I think Okidogi in the back is pretty solid. Then we could go to Landorus. I think Landorus is really good here. I think Amoonguss is also very good here. I think we could just go Amoonguss here. Yep, just to kind of help with the Okidogi and kind of support it very well. I don't think Intimidate's exactly needed here because it's just going to get shut up. So yeah, I think this is the correct team that we go with. Yep, so let's get into our third game. Hopefully it's another win, but only time will tell. And yeah, good luck, have fun to Eric SSJ. Yeah, but so far Okidogi has been a lot of fun right now, so I hope that like if you any of you choose this team, I hope you'll have decent success with it. So yeah, they actually lead off with the Urshifu and the Politoed. So that's not exactly the greatest for me. But I do think this is actually a really decent Amoonguss pivot. Kind of use Chiyu as like a quote-unquote bait. I could have probably Weak Wind here, but I think Tailwind is also pretty decent here. Okay, they are actually going to swap up a Politoed here. We're going to go to Smogmog. So we're actually going to shut off the Unseen Fist. Unless this thing is the item. Forgot what it was. It's not Protective Pads. Ability Shield. If this thing is Ability Shield, it is going to go for Protect. But I highly doubt that this thing wants to be Ability Shield. And I'm guessing it wants to be something like a Choice Scarf or a Mystic Water. So we're going to Surging Strikes. And that was a really good Torn pivot. I mean, Torn target. Yep, so you do target the Torn, which is really, really bad for me. It's actually super bad for me. I think that's probably game losing. But I do think we have it out. Okay. I kind of see what I want to do now. I think I go back into Chiyu here. Kind of use Chiyu as like a little bit of a bait. And at this point, I like the Dark Pulse play. And I kind of like Rage Powder. Yep, let's Dark Pulse Rage Powder. Okay. So we do get up our Dark Pulse Rage Powder. We are going to get that Surging Strike, so it does do a lot of damage, but it doesn't do quite enough. Yep, so we're going to get up this Rage Powder. It is going to activate your Citrus Berry, which is going to allow us to live another hit, which is actually pretty good for this Amoonguss right here. Pretty good for this Amoonguss. And we're going to Dark Pulse. Not quite killing the Urshifu, and it's going to taunt the Amoonguss. But at this point, I think I'm also in a really decent position because I could just Dark Pulse plus Pollen Puff. Kill the Urshifu, and also do some decent damage to this Weezing. Okay, yep, you are going to Surging Strikes. Probably going to go into the Chiyu here. But it's not going to quite kill it just because of the Terra Water. If this is still a base Chiyu, this mon would drop super fast, but I think because of the Terra Water, it really just saves us a lot. We're gonna Dark Pulse here, not quite get that KO. We're gonna Gunk Shot into the Chi-Yu, and it's gonna get the KO. It is not looking great for us, but I still think we could manage to kind of hopefully get this win. Okay, so we're gonna Pollen Puff here, heal the Urshifu. Okay. And they do reveal to be the Black Sludge item. Or they're leftovers. They are leftovers. The reason for leftovers instead of Black Sludge is because when you Terra, the Weezing is actually loses poison typing, so that's a pretty cool thing. This Politoed might have Perish Song, which is not gonna be great, but it's a consequence we have to deal with. So we're gonna Gunk Shot. We are still taunted, so we can't do much. I think we just Gunk Shot Pollen Puff into the Politoed here. Yep, that was a good Protect by the Weezing. Okay. Perfect. We're gonna get that. If you Perish Song right here, this might put us in the... Oh! That's actually super good for me. Because basically at this point, what it's gonna come down to is it's gonna come down to killing the last mon. Pollen Puff, not quite gonna get that KO, but I think we should still be fine. Depending on what the last mon is. Because Amoonguss is the slowest mon in the field. Okay, so we're gonna knock off here. We still have one more turn of taunt, so I think we're gonna knock off this Pollen Puff here. Oh, that was a really good play. Yep, so I think that is gonna be game then. Yep, so we're gonna get that boost our energy speed. We're gonna have this nice Pollen Puff here though. We're gonna Chilling Water, which is a bit unfortunate, but I think that's gonna wrap up the game. If I would have Drain Punch there, but I had no reason to Drain Punch instead of in front of a Weezing. But that Perish Song was a really good right there. Okay. Yep, so Perish Song is gonna go to 2. Essentially swapped up the Weezing. It is going to not be under Perish Song anymore, so Neutralizing Gas us out. But at this point, they just protect here, and we have no way to actually win at this point. So because since there's 2 turns of Perish Song, I could let this game drag on, but there's zero possible way that we're gonna win this because if they play correctly, they're just gonna win. So we're actually not forfeit here. But yeah, GG to my opponent. They definitely deserve a game. They played very well there. I think off lead, I did kind of get put at an disadvantage. Bringing Landorus wouldn't have done anything there. I think Urshifu, I think Urshifu range just really pressured his team a ton. I guess I could have Terra Watered the Okidogi, but then she was also there, so I think I brought for resources. I think I just need to play them better. But yeah, I'll see you all in the team review. Okay, and we are back. So yeah, overall, I really did like this team. I think this team was very solid and has some very cool tools that I think could be really good in the near future. Talking about the main 2 points of this team, which is the Okidogi and the Glacier. I think both of these mons are actually pretty solid, and I could actually see Okidogi having some very good results in the near future. I think this mon is really solid and pretty swept out in the current meta. I do think there's a lot of mons that Okidogi handle very nicely. Like, it's pretty good in the Ogre Pond matchup, and it doesn't really do much against like Amoonguss, but Amoonguss isn't that common that lately, and it's also really good against like the common like Iron Hands, Chi-Yu, Landorus core that's been like really popping around. It's also really good against like Pterodactyl and Gambits that's been really common lately. Is there any it's also really decent for main matchup. I do think the Assault Vest set is probably the best set, but I also think that like a special defensive bulk up set could also pop off as well. But I definitely do like the AV set. And I think Glacier is also a really solid aspect of his team, and I think it could actually see some very nice results later on in the meta. I do think Terra Water is super nice. I don't necessarily think I really liked it on this team a whole ton. Like, I think it definitely had its moments. It was a really nice wall breaker, but even in Tailwind, struggling out speed stop, I think like a hard trick room mode, Glacier could really pop off. And I could actually see Glacier also seeing some very nice results in the near future as well. I do think this mon is really solid, and just like being able to kind of snowball teams with Chilling Nay is also pretty solid. And I do think that the correct team, Glacier could be really nice, and I really want to see it do a lot. And for the rest of the team, I do think the rest of the team was solid, but I do not really like Safety Goggles Landorus on this team. Because yeah, this team is kind of weak to Amoonguss, but I do think that there's some really nice aspects that could really handle Amoonguss. Like your own Amoonguss is a really good Amoonguss counter. Tornadus is a really good Amoonguss counter. And you have so many ways just to kind of blow it back with like Terra Blast, on Landorus, Bleak Wind on Tornadus, Heat Wave on Chi-Yu. Okidogi could Gunshot and do a decent chunk. Glacier could Ice Crash and do a decent chunk. So I think overall, I don't really see the need for Safety Goggles. I guess Clearing could also be okay, but I think you need Clearing in Glacier. I would love to see Choice Scarf because I did kind of see that this team really did struggle a little bit in outspeeding some certain threats, even Tailwind. So I do think that could be an option to swap. And I do think the rest of the team really handles Glacier and Okidogi pretty well. I think the Tornadus, Chi-Yu, Amoonguss. I could see something like this team doing super well, but I do think there are some adjustments that need to be made in order for this team to really thrive. I do think it's solid, but I don't think it's anywhere near like a top performing team. But yeah, that's all I really have right now. And thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And yeah, bye bye everybody.